Welcome everybody, this is Linda, and this video is about the challenge here that I'm hosting, the Perfectly Imperfect Coffee Table Stitch Book. And I do have a playlist with the videos that I've made already on there and the introductory video that can explain what this is about. But just simply put, we're just making a larger sized Stitchery book, and it can be slow stitched. It can have any kind of stitching in it that you want. You can even do some machine stitching if you want to do that too. But mine is basically going to be probably 90% slow stitching, and I will be incorporating a few other items, but not many. So, but you can do yours any way you want to. The point is we want to have something substantial when we get through that we can display our art. This would be the approximate size of the book when it's finished. And you can see it's pretty good sized. And how fat or thick chunky it will be, I don't know yet, because I don't know how many of these different signatures I'm going to be able to complete during the year. This is a year-long project. We want to be through with our pages by October, so that we have, by the end of October for sure, so that we have 2 months to finish the cover and put it together. My hope is to be done with my pages by the 1st of October and give me 3 months to design a cover and then get my signatures sewn in and everything completed. And so, as you can see, this piece was a piece of slow stitch art that I'd already done, and I'm just finishing up over here that I'll show you in a minute. And then this side, it's just pinned in. I'm auditioning these pieces. Two totally different looks, because I don't intend for this to be an open spread, but should it fall that way, then the colors would be okay, because I'm carrying enough color over the greens and the purples to coordinate it so that it would look fine. But two entirely different styles here. This is just free flow, whatever goes collaging over here, and this is a floral over here. Now over here on this side, I've been finishing up this page. This I cut off of a blouse and I used it. Then what's coming down around the outside here is seams that I cut out of the blouse. The cream color, and it had little gold threads going through it. And when I cut the seams out of the blouse to give me just the flat fabric that was left, I always save these seams. They are perfect for what I'm doing right now, and that is framing in something else, because they've got a substantial weight to them because of that. And I cut it so I have about a 1/4 inch or more on each side of the seam of fabric, so that I have this raggy hangover. I love all the loose threads and the raggy look of it. It's what I like. If you don't like that, you would probably not like working with the seams, but I do, and I save them all, and I use them. I use them when I'm making my fabric trim. I use a lot of seams in trimming these out. So just different things. But basically this is just framing in this piece and locking down this piece in the back so that it doesn't fray out anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna tie this off. Now, this is the Perfectly Imperfect Coffee Table Book. There is nothing squared, lined up, anything about this book that I'm doing that's going to satisfy a perfectionist, because it is truly all over the place, okay? And all my page units, all my signature units, they'll probably be a little different in sizes. And I may even come back and add laces and things to the edges to make sure that that happens. I like a chunky, raggedy looking book, and I just want it to be very imperfect. I want to show that things can be so absolutely imperfect that they're just beautiful in their own sight, and I love that. I love that concept and that look. Just look at all these threads and this raggy trim around here. But isn't it pretty? At least I think so. Now this side, I'm going to start stitching all this in and then deciding how much more I want to embellish it. Remember that between the two sides, down your signature center, don't add a lot of heavy weight or a lot of heavy stitching, because it's got to fold there, and you've got to be able to stitch it into your book. So you don't want too much bulk down the center. So remember that when you're putting your pages together, however you do it. And also there is a hashtag to use, and you'll find that in the description, also in the title of my videos for this challenge. Please, if you are running a YouTube channel, please use the hashtag so that we can all come and see your work and get inspired and maybe get some ideas for pages that we want to do too. You know, I just love taking ideas from other artisans and tweaking them and making them my own, and I really encourage others to do the same with my work. If there's something here that you'd like, if you like the way I framed out this piece with these seaming, well, you know, do that on something of your own, and just learn from each other, take elements from each other's work, tweak it and make it our own. We don't want to copy exactly anybody's work. That wouldn't be right. But we can certainly take things from them, learn things from them, techniques, tricks, tips, and incorporate it in our own work. And that's what YouTube really is all about, is learning, isn't it? Okay, now this side, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do down here. I'm thinking about putting a word of some kind down here, so I'll hold that space for that. And I'm also thinking about coming around here and outlining my flower, because the more I put on this page, the more it's receding into the background. And I think that if I took some deep brown and outlined it, I would probably bring it forward better than it is now. So I think I'll try that. If I don't like it, I can always undo it. I think I will outline in 3 strands. So I'll be splitting this into 3 strands each, and try that. And I do like to outline a lot of my pieces, especially when I want them to come forward and not to sneak back into the background. I don't want them to be shy. I want them to stand out. So outlining them really helps. And outlining is not something that really jumps out to you when you're looking at it. A lot of people don't even realize that something is outlined. It's just, their eyes just overlook it, but it does make depth. It creates kind of like depth of field, like a photographer does, or like a graphic artist does with a drop shadow on their work. So let's just say that I want to, let's take this bottom petal down here, and I think it will just be the petals that I outline. I'm just going to do a back stitch. It's pretty thick in here, so going around the very edge of this petal. Let's get around one at least so you can see what I'm talking about. Brown on against black is not going to show up really strong. It will show up a lot stronger on the yellow petals. Okay, I don't want it over the trim here, so let me pull that back. Whoops. Pull it back, find the edge. And I like to be right at the edge. Sometimes it'll even like appear to like tuck itself or hide itself under the edge, but that's okay. It's still creating a ledge there of color. And I really should have done this before I put it on, but I didn't realize how much it was going to tend to recede into the background. So I will be paying more attention to that on other elements that I put on, especially if I tend to put a lot of stuff around it, like I have this one. And go ahead and outline the piece before I get it into the page. Okay, whoops. Got a little decorative element coming down out of there. I don't want to sew over it. Okay, like I said, it doesn't really show up on the black, but it matters for continuity and the fact that it does actually outline the black, even though you don't see it as well as you will on the yellow. Okay, strong statement on the yellow. Okay, doesn't appear to do much here, but it just emphasizes that a little. But as we come around this yellow, it will definitely make this yellow pop back out away from the background. Okay, I hope that if you've been thinking about it but haven't decided to join us yet, that you'll get excited about this project and join in. I would just love to see a whole bunch of coffee table size stitch books finished this year. I know that if we make the effort and we put the work in, we're going to so enjoy displaying those for our family and friends. Another thing it does, it keeps your work in one place, your finished pieces, and keeps them protected. You know, if they're just laying around all over the place, their chances of them getting damaged is really good. Okay, we are going to have to go over the fibers that are here. And like I said, there's very many layers along in here. So it takes some work to get that needle through there. Okay. I think we're getting about to the end of this side. It would definitely have been easier had I done it before I got it on here. Ouch. Stuck myself on the other side. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I still have to come up this side, but can you see how outlining that pulls that petal up? That petal is so much more prominent than this one or this one. So when I get these two outlined, it's going to pull this piece back up so that it becomes more of a focal point to the eye. It doesn't just recede. I may also come in and do the same thing around the center flower so that it doesn't recede into the flower itself. So I hope that makes sense and is a little thing that you might remember when you're doing something. If it's not looking quite right, it seems to be disappearing, it seems to become just too mellow, too bland, well, try outlining whatever is your focal point, okay? All right, that's all I'm going to do on this one. And so, again, please consider jumping in and starting yours. I am doing a substantial size coffee table book. If that is just too much for you, and so you think, I won't do this because I can't make a big book like that, make the book the size you want it to be. It doesn't have to be huge. But for those of us who want this challenge, the bigger size, the better, okay? But if you want to play along and make a coffee table book that's smaller, that's perfectly fine too. Just make a Stitchery book, all right? Until next time, make sure that you stay scrap happy and definitely challenged. Bye-bye.